Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Welcome again to yet another episode of the story of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today we will be talking about how two very strong, influential people in Mecca became Muslims. So the first was Hamza, and how Hamza became a Muslim. One day, Abu Jahl, who was an enemy of Islam, came to the Prophet's house and spoke to the Prophet in a very demeaning, harsh way. And the Prophet did not respond to him. The Prophet did not say anything. Abu Jahl spoke to him, insulted him, cursed him, abused him, and left. Then the Prophet ﷺ did not say a word. There was a servant there who saw what was happening, and she didn't find that funny. She was so upset that she went to the Prophet's uncle Hamza, who he was not a Muslim then, and so she went to the Prophet's uncle. She's like, and she told him what had happened, how Abu Jahl had come to the Prophet's house and insulted him, and she was not happy about that. Hamza, on the other hand, was someone who was known for his temper, and he was a very big, brave warrior. So people were scared of him. One, because he had a very short temper, and he was very strong and well respected. And so, out of anger, he went to the Prophet's house. As Abu Jahl was insulting the Prophet, he went to the Prophet and he, in front of everyone in Abu Jahl, and he angrily told them that I am now a Muslim too, and so you should, something like you should now back off and stop abusing my nephew. And everybody there was shocked that Hamza had now become a Muslim. He said it out of anger. He just wanted people to stop insulting his nephew. And so when he went back home, he had to reconsider. He was like, did I make the right decision by accepting Islam out of anger in front of everyone? But the more he thought about it, the more he was convinced that that was the best decision for him. So he went back and he took the proper shahada from the Prophet, and Hamza became a Muslim. And news went round. People were shocked that, oh my God, this influential strong man is now a Muslim. The Muslims are gaining ground. And then another big one happened when Umar, radiallahu anhu, Umar was also a very influential, strong, brave warrior with a very short temper as well. And so when Umar had heard that Hamza had become a Muslim, he knew that that Islam was causing a divide between the Meccan people, and so that really made him angry. He said, what's this religion that's causing a divide amongst my people? I need to go nip it in the bud. I'm gonna go kill the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So angrily he took his sword and he was like, I am going to go kill the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. On his way there, he met someone that said, where are you going? And he told him, I'm going to kill the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And so the man that he met said, why do you want to kill him? Even your sister and her husband are now Muslims. So why would you kill the Prophet? And that made Umar even more angry. He didn't even know that his own sister was now a Muslim, and he was so upset. He said, how could my sister do something like this without telling me? So she has now joined forces with these people. And so he was upset and said, okay, I'm going to go deal with Fatima first before I go kill the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he went to Fatima's house, and as he was approaching the house, he could hear her and her husband Saeed. They were reading passages of the Quran. They were reading Surah Al-Taha. And it was so beautiful that he could hear them. He came in and he went straight for the husband and he struck the husband. The husband was hurt, he fell down. Fatima ran quickly to help her husband, but in the process, she also got hurt. And so that touched Umar's heart because he said, "What am I doing? I'm even hurting my own family now out of anger for Islam." And he took a second. He said, "Okay, I want to know more about this religion that you and your husband are now practicing." And they told him to go perform his ablution. They said, "Just clean yourself." So he performed ablution. He sat down, and they recited the rest of Surah Al-Taha to him. And so he was really touched by the verses of the Quran of Surah Al-Taha, and especially where it said that verily I am Allah, there is no God besides me, so serve me and observe prayers for my remembrance. And so when Umar heard that verse specifically, he knew he had to become a Muslim too. And so he set out. He said, I'm going to the Prophet's house, inshallah, and I will accept Islam." So he went to the Prophet's house. Now, a lot of people had gathered there. The Muslims were there. Hamza was there as well. He just, took the Shahada, and he knocked on the door, and people came to tell the Prophet ﷺ, "Oh my God, Umar is at the door, and he's here to kill you. He has a sword." And there was no one as powerful as Umar with the Prophet. Even Hamza wasn't as powerful as Umar, and because Umar was very tall, big, he was like a giant, and he was very powerful. So Hamza said, "You know what? I'm going to take him. I will take my sword. I will answer the door, and I will handle him." But the Prophet ﷺ said, "Don't worry, I will go answer the call." So he went. The Prophet ﷺ opened the door, and when he opened the door and bravely and confidently asked Umar, "What are you doing in my house?" And Umar said, "I am here to accept Islam." And everybody in the Prophet ﷺ's house were happy. They were overjoyed. They started shouting, "Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar," and they were praising Allah that Umar had joined Islam. So Abu Jahl remained an enemy, but Umar and Hamza became devoted Muslims, and showing that Allah can touch anyone's heart. And when Allah touches someone's heart, they give everything, they submit to the will of Allah. And that was exactly what happened to Hamza and Umar. And having Hamza and Umar join Islam gave the Muslims that power, that an authority that they didn't have for a long time, that they could even walk up to the Kaaba and pray at the Kaaba, something that they were not able to do in the past. And so they could confidently do that because they had these strong people amongst them, and no one could actually come challenge them, even the leaders of Mecca and Quraysh. So again, this is the story of the two heroes that joined Islam and accepted that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was the only God, is the only God to serve. And that's the beautiful story of Hamza and Umar's conversion to accepting Islam. So that brings us to the end of today's episode. MashaAllah, inshallah, I will see you tomorrow for episode 14 of the story of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.